Hey, good morning, everybody. So I left off yesterday talking about my real estate journey and how I started with that and how I like the tangible aspect of things, that I wasn't really interested in the pure technology of just software and computers. Even though when I was in college, that was for sure the craze and the buzzwords were as the internet was starting to take off. A lot of folks went to that direction, but I didn't like it enough, the pure technology side, just to focus on that. I always liked the built environment, which real estate was a good fit for me. And I talked about during grad school when I had that one class on sustainability, real estate sustainability, that really opened up the door. And then my business thoughts of creating a business model around building energy efficient modular factory built housing, which you can check out our website at iUnit.co. That's .co, not .com, iUnit.co. And you can also, there's another channel I've put together for folks who are interested in the modular building world called Modular Building. And you can follow videos there when I talk more into details about modular and also help folks to build modular homes, modular apartment buildings. That's part of my initiative. Again, being an entrepreneur, it's all about the ecosystem. I always talk about connecting ecosystems. What's great about the entrepreneurship community is you have folks that have mentored you, and then you're also mentoring folks. I spent a lot of time mentoring college students, high schoolers. Right now I'm involved with the Academies of Loudoun here in Loudoun County, Virginia, where I live, and it's been my fourth year mentoring high schoolers there on their entrepreneurship journey. They have a business that they're looking to launch, and I help them with the MVP, minimal viable product, and marketing, and really testing the idea. And so it's important to share the knowledge, right? That's another thing that's really important about entrepreneurship that I want to make sure I get across is to share the knowledge with others. And on the modular side, with iUnit being so passionate I am about what I'm doing there, I'm starting to share that knowledge with other folks who want to build similar type of housing and believe in modular as well. And so when I left off yesterday talking about iUnit and how we started and the vision that I put together over 10 years ago, as I was going through grad school, wasn't satisfied just in the land game anymore, just the land development side. Really wanted to build something that society really needed. And that's how I started iUnit. It's been fun ever since. Obviously ups and downs, and there's definitely challenges, but overall it's been a great experience. And again, it's not as difficult because I enjoy it. It's something I'm passionate about. Like this morning, I had a call with the HVAC company who are coming out with new heat pump HVAC systems that we're looking to use into our modular houses. So I get to have an hour-long conversation learning about that technology that will integrate into our iUnit modular units and homes and cottages to have them be more energy efficient. So that's an example right there that if I didn't like the vertical I was in, if I didn't like the industry I was in, I really wouldn't be enjoying that call. Because again, as an entrepreneur, there's a lot of things you do that you don't get paid for. Like this call this morning, specifically, I didn't get paid to be on that call directly, but that investment in my time there on that call will help grow the company and make the product better and more energy efficient. And so in the long run, will make the company more valuable. And that's the way you have to look at it. But again, if you enjoy what you're doing, and if this business model is based around something you enjoy doing, then you don't have to worry about any of that. That's why I always say don't fall for the get rich quick scheme or whatever it's out there. All that, if it's too good to be true, it usually is, and there's a lot of truth to that. So for sure, I can confirm that that's the case. So don't fall for those things. Don't think you're gonna be an instant millionaire in 2 years or whatever those aspirations are. The money will follow. If you enjoy what you're working on, then the money will follow. And there's business models to be created and businesses to be owned in anything. The other thing I will talk about on this channel, and probably need to remind myself to do a better job of doing, is that there's other ways to be an entrepreneur versus just starting a company. You could also buy an existing company, which can be also very rewarding and very lucrative. With the baby boomers that are retiring every day in America, I think it's 50,000 or so. It's a crazy number. A lot of those folks are aren't continuing their businesses and are selling those businesses. And so they're looking for individuals like yourself to take over that business. The nice thing about that is it's an existing business with existing cash flow. Now, again, I would recommend that you should enjoy the business they're in, or else it's not going to be as fun and will make everything a lot harder. But it could be a good opportunity. If you like that industry that business is in, it could be a way for you to make some profit going in and growing that business and learning more about the industry and actually growing with the industry. So there's a very strong case to be made to do that. And again, you have successful guys like Warren Buffett. I think I put a video up that said jokingly Warren Buffett is not an entrepreneur, and I'm kind of playing on words. What I mean is that he's not starting a company from scratch. He's buying existing companies that have existing cash flow, and he's buying other companies. So he's not starting any companies from scratch. And Berkshire Hathaway, again, as a side story, and I think I said in that video as well, was a furniture company that was making furniture in North Carolina that Warren Buffett bought and tried to operate, but ran unsuccessfully and ran into the ground pretty much, but kept that vehicle as a shell to buy existing companies, other companies, which is why it's still called Berkshire Hathaway, and shows you how simple of a man Warren Buffett is in many ways, living in the same house, driving the same car, eating McDonald's every day. Even though he does complex financial large deals, in many ways it's pretty straightforward. So owning an existing business, buying an existing business is also a great way to get into business ownership and be an entrepreneur. It's a different type of entrepreneurship. You're not being as creative, I think, from starting from scratch, but you're also taking a lot less risk. So that's something to look into as well. But back to iUnit, over 10 years founded the company, and all stem from my experiences doing other things in real estate. So again, when I said in one of my earlier videos that first focus on finding a vertical you're interested in, industry you're interested in, I was interested in real estate, and just kind of worked my way in there from business to business, first with brokerage, seeing the opportunities, meeting people, and then eventually being able to identify the need for affordable housing, attainable housing, and creating iUnit around that to build energy efficient, affordable housing. So when you're sticking in that industry that you like, that opportunity will arise. And when you're in it long enough, you'll be able to pick up what opportunities are there. And so don't give up, keep trying things, especially if you're young. That's the best time, or at any age. I mean, people say when they're young, but obviously when you're young, you have no kids, no mortgage, none of that. It's easier to jump in and out of things, but you can still do it as an adult. And that's why in one of my earlier videos, I talked about testing and a simple idea. If you have just an idea for a business, just find a very simple way to test it and just give you the exposure of what it's like to be an entrepreneur just by testing it. And I'll be providing more videos on MVPs and how to test things and examples of what I did in the past and some of my businesses to test things. But the key and the goal is that if you're sitting there and you have an idea, as corny as it sounds, just do it. Now do it. And I'm gonna say just do it. Just start in baby steps. Start testing it. Start coming up with a way to simplify your idea so you can test it simply, but literally just to do it. So many people sit there on the sidelines and have ideas and never launch. And I think that's probably the biggest mistake. And that's definitely a regret I won't have one day, sitting there as an old man looking back. I might have I don't even think there'll be regrets. I might have some questioning of decisions I made in some businesses, but all in all, they were all learning experiences. And there's no such thing as failure. As the Greeks used to say, you suffer your way to wisdom. And I just love that saying. It's so true. To fully develop who you are as a human, yourself, your personal self, not what society tells you need to be, not what your parents tell you what you need to be. You really need to suffer your way there. And that's just the only way to do it, because it's when when everything goes well, you're not learning much. When everything goes bad, that's when you learn a lot about yourself, about what you're working on, and it teaches you just to persevere. And through that quote unquote pain, it's good pain. You got to view it as good pain. You're growing as an individual, you're growing as a human, and you become a better version of yourself, which is really the goal to life, right? Is for you, you're not in a race with anybody else. You're not really in a race. The goal is to be of service and to continue to improve. And to do that, you do that by learning, and by learning, you suffer your way to wisdom, to learning. So they all go hand in hand, and entrepreneurship's a great way. It's a great equalizer, one of the great equalizers on that journey, because it really tests you and really pushes you, your personal limits, internally, externally, and so in a way, it helps you get there. It helps you suffer your way to wisdom, to who you're meant to be, and the best version of yourself. So I look forward to continue to have these conversations. What really helps is if you guys could subscribe, like, and especially comment and ask questions about being an entrepreneur or business that I've worked on that you heard me talk about, and you have questions you want me to go into deeper details. This is what this channel's for. It's really to help you guys who want to be entrepreneurs and take that first step. From, if you're somebody who's, I don't know what's the youngest somebody could be on YouTube, but let's just say no less than 10, 12, 13, all the way to adults. This is the channel that I'm putting together that for my kids, so they can go back and see the things that I believed in, the things that I did, but also for myself at that age, to give me some pointers and how to start, and some lessons learned. And these are lessons that cost money and time and blood, sweat, and tears, and all these other things that people talk about. It's so true. So I look forward to helping out, and please join the conversation. Have a great day.